Okay, you guys, so this is my experience trying to get the Starbucks Barista Cup. So it all started last Sunday at church where one of my friends came to me and was like, "Hey, did you see the TikTok videos of the Barista Cups?" And I'm like, "No, what is that? I don't even know what these things are." She's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go to Starbucks. I'm going to like hang out there at 10:30 p.m. after church. We're going to stay there until they launch these cups at 12 a.m. at this 24-hour Starbucks." And I was like, "Okay." She showed me a picture of it, and I'm like, um, I don't see the hype. I don't understand why you want it so bad, but hey, you do you." And then she proceeded to show me the Hello Kitty items. Not only were they launching the Barista Cup, but they were also launching a Hello Kitty hot cup, cold cups, a Hello Kitty plush with the Starbucks little like apron on it. Um, and I think they were launching like something else too, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, if you guys are looking for these things, then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So she shows me all this stuff, and then I get excited because I'm like, "Oh, I love Hello Kitty." And I'm just like, "All right, well, if you can get one of those Hello Kitty mugs," yeah, a Hello Kitty hot mug. That's what the thing was I was trying to think of and couldn't remember. Anyway, I was like, "If you can get one of those, I will pay you. So you get it, and then I will pay you for it." Because she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go out there. We're gonna be like the first ones in line." And I'm like, "Okay." So she's gonna sit by the drive-through so that she could be one of the first few cars that sit by the drive-through. So then I get out of church, and then I went to church with someone else, and I look over at the someone else, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to go and join my friend over here at the Starbucks to wait for this cup?" And they were like, "Yeah, let's go." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And they were like, "Yeah." So we show up there around 10:30 ourselves, and then we're like the 12th car to wait for the drive-through. Now, people, including us, were so crazy to get this cup that there's this line that went from like the side of the drive-through, because you couldn't actually block the drive-through. That's like illegal or whatever. You can't do that. So you could just wait by the drive-through waiting for that 12 a.m. launch, and then you could go through it. Because it was a 24-hour Starbucks, but it was like only the drive-through was going to be open, not the indoor. That indoor didn't open until like 4 a.m. or something. So we're like lined up out there. She was like the third car, and I was like five, nine, or 12 cars. I don't know. I was like a few cars behind her. So we ended up being like more further away because when this thing happened, you guys, this was crazy. As soon as this thing happened at 12 a.m., she almost got sideswiped because someone tried to ram her car with their car so that they can get into the Starbucks drive-through before her. So she got cut off by like two people that were crazy. They had parked by like this gas station which was like connected to the Starbucks, and then they just kind of zoomed in and then tried to hit her in order for her to stop so they could get into this like drive through. Well, somebody I guess followed them in as well, and then she ended up like being the fifth car. So she was the third car, but then ended up being the fifth car. Okay, so then everybody else after those cars did that, we all stayed like bumper to bumper. We were like literally breathing everybody's exhaust. Like people were breathing exhaust because it was that like intense. So then there was police cars that came out. There was like two police cars that kept circling the place, and they were there like for crowd control or whatever. So here we are all like this close to each other's like bumpers, literally, like because we don't want nobody else to get in. Like we literally know that there's like a very low chance of us getting this cup. Now with the Bear cups, they only give like 2 cups per Starbucks. Sometimes they give 4, and the maximum I have heard of them giving is 6 cups per Starbucks. So as far as the Bear cup, if you were like past the third car, just forget it. You weren't getting a Bear cup. Like you knew you weren't getting it. But we thought we had the chance for the Hello Kitty. So everybody's like, "Okay, yeah, we could still get Hello Kitty." So like we're still like in line, and then people were getting all the Hello Kitty. Well, by the time that I got up there, And mind you, I was only like the ninth or 12th car. I wasn't that many cars away. Like I was one of the very first people. Think about that we were staying there since like 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. I was 10:30, my friend was there at like 10. I was there at 10:30 and we're waiting for a 12 a.m. launch. So that's a whole hour and a half before they're even going to open the Starbucks. So we were like some of the very first cars, the very first people that were there. And it's kind of embarrassing to think about because you're just like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? We're all like in line for a cup. We're literally in line for a cup. Like, what the hell are we all thinking, right? So I really wanted one of those like Hello Kitty ones. That was the one that was most important to me. So I figured I had a good chance because I'm like, okay, everybody else is going nuts over a bear. I just want this Hello Kitty cup. So, and I wanted a hot cup, so it was really important for it to be a hot cup and not a cold cup because I really didn't want the Hello Kitty cold cup. It's like plastic and stuff. The hot cup is something that's you can keep. You know, it's like a mug, a ceramic mug, so it's like something that you can keep. So I was like, okay, so I get there up to the window and I'm like, hey, do you have any more mugs? And they're like, no, sorry, we don't have any more mugs. And I'm like, okay, well, do you have any more hot cups? And they were like, no, we don't have any hot cups. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll settle for a cold cup and give it to my daughter. And they're like, no, we don't have any cold cups. And I'm just like, okay, now what? So then I'm like, all right, what do you have? So they were like, oh, well, we have this like, um, this cup that has like designs or whatever. It had nothing to do with the launch. And then we have one, or actually I had my chance at two, but I only took one. I'm not that greedy, you guys. So like they were gonna sell me two of the very last small, like 12-ounce Hello Kitty cups, and they were for hot liquids. And I kind of regret that I didn't buy two because, like, I could have given one to someone I love, but I'm not a greedy person. So I was like, yeah, I'll just take one since it's your last two, like, you absolute last two that you have. I will just take one. And so I purchased that one and I went on my way. Well, they were telling me, like, I don't know who bought the other cup, but somebody either bought it or somebody inside the Starbucks took it and hid it or bought it themselves or did something because it disappeared. And they said, oh, well, I guess everybody after you is going to be really upset because they're not going to get anything. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm only like the handful of cars coming in. I'm the very first few. So everyone behind me is getting nothing at all. At least I got something. Praise you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Like I got something. But like the weird thing is now that I am thinking about everything afterwards, like, because mind you, I went the next day also looking for these cups. So the next day in the day, like 8 o'clock in the morning, I think Target was going to open. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hit the Target when they open and I'm going to go to this Starbucks and Target. Maybe they'll have these, glass bear cups and these Hello Kitty cups. Maybe I'll find something. Well, I went to go over there. I went over there about 45 minutes before they opened and I saw people out there in chairs, camping in chairs, like literally camping, big old Raiders blanket around them, a bunch of people in line, looked like they were not happy. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like that last night was crazy. There was police officers that came out. There was people on like the PA, like police officers telling people, hey, all the cups have sold out. I mean, we're talking about actual police officers, real police officers, not like Starbucks employees, not like security, real police officers having to like tell the crowd to go home saying, hey, Starbucks just sold out, you guys need to leave. And I'm over here going, okay, well, I'm the very last person that received anything. I like, well, I don't know what happened to the one last cup because like I said, I'm not a greedy person. So I was like, I'm not going to buy the one absolute last cup that they have. So what's going on out there? Her dad is with her, so he might have, she she didn't sound too happy, but he's with her, so I don't know. Okay, so anyway, getting back to this. Okay, so the very next day, um, I go looking for it, and I didn't want to. I saw that line of like 13 plus people in front of the door at the Target. And I'm just like, you know what? I am not going to join that line. First off, I have no chance of getting it. And even if I did have a chance of getting something, no, no. So I leave and I was like, okay, well, let me just hit up a few more Starbucks. So I went and I drove to about two or three more Starbucks looking for these cups. Nobody had anything. At when I ended up at one of the Starbucks, one of the girls that was buying was there looking for the same thing I was looking for. She says, "Hey, go to the mall. The mall has some cups." I said, "What? You got to be kidding me. We're like, we're all the way at 9 o'clock in the morning now. Like, how are they going to have anything? And if I go over there, like, I'm pretty confident they're not going to have anything by the time I get there." So I kind of didn't think I had any hope, but I went ahead and drove there anyway. So I went to that Starbucks and they ended up having 4 cold cups. And again, I'm not a greedy person, so I bought one. So I bought like one of these, like, cold cups because I knew that I didn't personally want a cold cup, but I knew that my daughter would. And I knew she would use it and I knew she would love it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab this for my daughter. So I did. I got one for her. So then I left and I was like, all right, I guess this is it. It's over. There's nothing left, right? And then I got this crazy idea to like go the next day to my local Starbucks because they open really early. I don't want to say the time because then you'll know exactly where I live. And I'm not like trying to tell the whole internet that information. But they open up very early in the morning. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go there at opening. So I went that day and I like talked to the manager and she's like, yeah, like, we'll have some of these like Hello Kitty plushes. You can come first thing in the morning if you get here and you have a chance at it. And I'm like, okay. So she said she was getting a certain amount of these plushes, a certain like number of them. And I was like, okay. So I was hoping to get 2 of them because obviously I wanted one for me and one for my baby, which she's not a baby, she's older, but I wanted one for me and my daughter. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to go wait out this line. Well, I did that, excuse me. I did that and then I ended up like being the first person this early in the morning. And then there were people like that were on drugs. This is no kidding. No kidding. There was like a guy that was clearly all drugged out. He gets out of his car and he rushes me and he like almost touches me, almost goes to the like he's trying to get to the door and I'm just like, okay, and I don't know why I said this, but I said, "Oh, we still have some time." That's what I told him. "Oh, we still have some time." Basically meaning that, hey, this place hasn't opened yet, but we still have some time before they do. And he goes, "Oh, okay. We do?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He gets back in his car. He's so like tweaked out of his mind. He literally gets back in his car and he leaves. I'm like, okay, that's a good thing, I guess. So he takes off. I'm still there. To my surprise, there was like one other car there that were waiting for the same thing. They were in the drive-through. So now this is after about a few days after the launch, after everybody has given up and we all know that there is no more to be had and we're not getting any more, things. So, like I said, it was just me and like one other person because everybody had given up. So they open, and I was in fact able to score a plushie. Okay, so I got the plushie. I gave like a tip because like I wasn't buying anything to drink or anything, and I felt really bad that I was just there only for a plushie. And I'm just like, okay, well, let me give them a really good tip because they sold me this. So I ended up giving like the baristas like a really good tip so that they can share it amongst each other because I was able to get that like plushie. I was very happy about getting that plushie. And I only purchased one. She said she had 2, but I was okay. I got one. I was hoping to get another one for my daughter, but then like she's like, well, because somebody else could have a chance to it too. So it's no biggie. It was not a big thing. She didn't. My daughter doesn't even want one of the plushies. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, I felt bad because I came home and I'm like, okay, look, if she asked me for it, it's hers. Like, I am not gonna like keep it because I want it. But like, I was like, I'm not gonna keep it if she even shows the slightest bit of interest in it. It's hers. It's hers. But she didn't want it. She wanted nothing to do with it. She's not she's not really big into Hello Kitty. Like she more like cinnamon roll, and I like Hello Kitty. So anyway, so at this point, I'm like, all right. So now I started watching a YouTuber's video tonight about this, and I'm just like, you know what? It's like it makes no sense because okay, first off, they didn't launch that many. They hyped it up like major, right? Like they hyped up this like launch, and then they didn't release enough cups, so they obviously knew that we all were going to get stupid about it. And it's kind of crazy because like I think it's something to do with mass consciousness. Excuse me, it's getting kind of hot in my bedroom. But like I think it has something to do with mass consciousness because honestly, I can't tell you even why I wanted one of those bear cups so bad, and I still want one of those bear cups. And I didn't even want one in the beginning, nor did I even think that it was worth my time to go wait for at first when I first saw the video or the picture of it. Like when my friend was telling me about it, she's like, "Oh, I want one so bad." And I'm like, "Girl, like why? Like it's just a cup. It's just a glass cup. Like big deal. Like you know what I mean? Like why?" But like it's mass consciousness, I think, because it's like you kind of only want it because everybody else wants it. Do you really want it because you yourself wants it? Like it's something we have to ask ourselves, right? You have to like get in your psyche and go, okay, what exactly is the reason that I think this cup is so important? So important that I'd be willing to get out of my house at dark 30, lose sleep, and get in line and try to be first to get this cup. Like what is the reason behind this? Like why did we want it like that, right? Like that bad, like that we'd be willing to do that. And it all boils down to I don't want to say it's stupid because I'm one of the people who did it. I'm one of the people who will do it and who's willing to go do it again. So like I don't want to say it was stupid, but it is. Like what is the purpose? I mean like we could just go get we can Google bear cup, glass bear cup. We could literally buy a 20-ounce glass bear cup from a different company. That bear cup could even be cuter. I mean, like, why are, just because there's a Starbucks logo on it, just because, what is the scarcity? Because on eBay, people are putting these things for like $280 plus. Some people are willing to spend like $400 on this thing. I even put on like my watch list 200 and some odd dollars cups, and I'm just like, no, I am not going to pay 200 and something dollars for it, especially if you guys go to Amazon right now. You guys, if you guys really want this cup so bad and don't care if the Starbucks logo is on it or not, they have the exact same dupe on Amazon. I mean, all the way down to the straw, the green lid, everything. The only thing that's missing is going to be your Starbucks logo. That is like the only thing that's missing. Like, literally, you can get the same exact cup. Like, no kidding. So it's like, if it's not important to have the Starbucks logo, and to be honest, it shouldn't be important to us to have the Starbucks logo, because if a company is willing to do this, now they've issued this like apology, I guess. I've heard that they've issued this apology saying, hey, we're really sorry that we didn't make enough cups. Well, y'all knew you didn't have enough cups. If you're only giving 2 cups, you're hyping them up, right? You're hyping them up. You're making this big frenzy out of them, this big deal out of them. You know that we, me, and others are all going to be sitting there waiting for the cups. Yet, you only giving 2 to 6 cups per store per day, and they only have them for the first few days. Y'all knew that was going to happen. You all knew it, and it was marketing. It's marketing because it was like mass consciousness that we wanted them, right? Want it because everybody else wants it. So it's just like with my these things, right? I have like these. You see these little Labubus? That's a whole different video, you guys. Whole different video. If you guys want me to do a video on Labubus, I will. Or if you guys want to see my Labubu collection, I have Labubus. Anyway, it's like a whole nother thing, like scarcity and marketing. And I don't think Pop Mart did all that on purpose. I don't think that at all. But when it comes to this Starbucks thing, what was all that? You know what I mean? Like, you guys knew there wouldn't be enough. And then there's all this, like, undue stress on the employees. Like all the employees are having to go through a whole lot of stress as well because they have to deal with the angry mob of customers who didn't get a cup and are mad about it. Like me, I'm sad about it, so I went home all sad without a cup. Like, but there are people out there that are going to be mad about it. And they're going to take it out on the Starbucks employees. And then that's going to cause more stress for the Starbucks employees. Not to mention that they themselves want to buy these cups. And if they buy the cups, there's none left for the customers. And then the customer's going to get mad at the Starbucks employees for why? They're entitled to a cup too. They're entitled to a cup. But see, Starbucks or the company that made the cups didn't make enough cups to satisfy even just only the employees. So it's like, okay, you know what? Ramp up your production, make a whole bunch of cups, and make a killing off these cups because you're going to make a lot of money. If you were smart, you would have made a lot more cups because you're going to make so much money off these cups. You would have sold a whole lot more and just got so much profit. But unless it was a marketing ploy, a marketing technique to get Starbucks seen again, like, okay, like, hey, maybe we had competition. Like, I don't work for Starbucks, you guys. I kind of love to, but not after knowing what I know now, not after all of this experience. But I always kind of thought working there would be really cool. Like, you know what I mean? But honestly, I've heard too many horror stories about how they just don't get anything. And I'm just like, wait a minute, no free coffee, no free anything, no perks, no nothing. Like, you don't get like a gratis of like a free cup every month or something. Like, I mean, there should be something for the employees, some kind of incentive to like, you know, be happy at your job, right? But anyway, I heard that they don't get nothing. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a Starbucks employee and you're watching this video, please, put your comment below and just let me know, hey, like, you're wrong about that. I don't work for Starbucks. I don't know anything. I just know what I heard, okay? So, at any rate, I'm just like on here, I'm not here to slam anybody or slam anybody's company or anything like that. I'm just here to let you know what my experience was, my personal experience, to give my opinion, my thought processes, and just kind of like find out what you guys think. So I really want to start a conversation. If you see this video, I don't even know if it's even going to be something you guys see. Like, I am just a small YouTuber. Nobody knows my name. It's, I got 100 and something subscribers. Hey, if you do happen to see this and want to subscribe, so that you'll see future videos and me talk about stupid things. But but yeah, at any rate, like, this is like crazy, and I just wanted to get out here and explain to share my experience with you guys, to see if other people are having similar experiences, to see if we can all connect, and to see what the comments will look like in my feed here. Because I just want to know what happened with the rest of you guys. Like, did you guys do the same thing? Did you guys fall into the trap of mass consciousness like I did and want Starbucks cups so bad that you're willing to do whatever you got to do to get it? Were you on the opposite side? Like, hey, you guys are all stupid and like, you know, we're that's a first world problem, like, obviously. So there's much worse things, much more heavy things to be thinking about. I mean, like, the state of, I don't even want to get into that because I don't want to ruin this video and keep it from what it is. But there is so many things going on in the world that are so much more important than a barista cup. You know what I mean? There's so many more things to be focusing on than a cup. So at the end of the day, it's just a cup. And once we get out of the mass conscious hysteria of having to have one, and we're able to just sit back and meditate and think in our own consciousness, our own brain, and go, hey, you know what? It's a bear cup. It's a glass bear cup. We can buy one from another company. I'm sure there's a company out there that are making these cups. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. Starbucks, if you start making more cups, I'm going to buy one. I want one. Everybody else wants one. We all want one. We're all going to buy one. It's going to get bought. But if I can't just go to my local Starbucks and just get it easily, like, hey, it's there, and I can actually hold it in my hands and buy it, then I may buy your competition's cup out there. Somebody else is going to make one like it, or there's going to be a dupe. I'm probably going to buy that one. And maybe I'll forget about your cup because, like, I mean, you're satisfied. You got your satisfaction, right? So yeah, I don't know, you guys. Let me know what you guys think. This video went on way too much. I can talk way too long. But if you like hearing me and you're not annoyed by me, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And when I make more videos about dumb subjects, you'll be the first to know. Bye.